Arizona? Is that where you're at, man?
Yes, sir.
Arizona, and I heard
Scottsdale,
you're
Arizona.
Scottsdale, Arizona, and I heard you're moving to the beaches of California. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Congratulations, brother.
So, homeland.
There you go. So I know you got an amazing class for us on Evernote, and man, I got to tell you, I was sharing this with somebody today, talking about how we're going to be doing this class, and I think I use Evernote like 50 times a day. It's just one of the things that I go to because I know that if I put it in there, it's going to be there, and I can get it from anywhere, and that's one of the beautiful things I like about it. So, man, I know you use it exclusively for your real estate business, and you're pretty much paperless, if not 100% paperless, and I'm just excited to see how you're using it. And then at the end, we're going to try to go live with his iPad so he can actually physically show you some of the stuff. But the PowerPoint will be pretty much the same stuff, and then we're going to try to mirror his iPad, if you will, so we can see it, so he can kind of show how he uses that in the trenches on pounding the pavement with real estate. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. Okay,
all right, man. So what do you got for us, brother?
Well, I'm Daryl, and I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it is going to be, we got a cooling trend. It's down to like 114 today. Awesome. Yeah. All right, so I am not a nerd.
Oh, my
I am
God.
not an organized person. I am none of the above. So, oh, my God, it's such a nerdy thing, and being paperless, blah, blah, blah. I'm not that guy, but I learned Evernote through Carl White, and I have been using it more and more, and I use it every day. I use it for every part of my life is on Evernote, and I'll show you later as we get into it. You guys get to see my screen and whatever. So my computer's running a little slow because of the webinar software makes it, so when we get into that part, it'll be kind of chunky, but hopefully we'll be able to see it. So if you've never used Evernote, I'd rather have you listen to this, and then we're going to send you the replay. We're going to send you the notes, and you can go back and figure this out, but don't write a bunch of stuff. Just watch it and listen to it, because it might go by you and you go, what? So you go to evernote.com, you download.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an app. It's a program that goes on your PC. It's a program that goes on your Mac, but it's an app that goes on your Droid and your iOS devices. So it goes everywhere. It goes where you are. Really cool. So here it goes. I don't know. This makes me laugh. It's like this is the life of a salesperson, right? My friends think I do, what my mom thinks I does, what society thinks I do. Herding cats, I love that. What I think I do, what I really do. All right, so Scott actually told you that I told him, and this is true, that before Evernote, I was wide, and it made me super skinny. Okay, so this could happen to you, and this is true. That's right there. You saw it. All right. So Evernote, what does it do? It captures everything. You save your ideas, things you like, things you hear, things you see. You can access it across any device. Any device. If you're in Mexico and your phone doesn't work, you can go to Internet Cafe and you can access it through the Internet. You can access it through your phone, through your iPad, through your Droid, through your notebooks, through your Mac, and it's free. This baby is free. How many times have you got like, oh yeah, it's free? Well, yeah, there is a little catch, but I'll show you later. Anyway, so I told you, I am not organized, but this thing keeps me so organized if I just spend an extra 30 seconds when I send an email, when I send a contract. You guys touch contracts and email. You create folders on your computer, and you save files. You save listing contracts, you save buyer contracts, you save inspection reports, appraisals, blah, 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 all that stuff. And if you spend an extra, it's not even 30 seconds, it's a 5-second thing, and you just send it to Evernote, at the same time you're sending it to everybody else, it's there. So you could be at the beach on vacation in July, and somebody's going to call and go, oh my God, I need a copy of that. And you could go, oh crap, and you have to call somebody or go back to the hotel. It could be on your phone, you could be on Wi-Fi, and you could find it and shoot it off. Nobody has to know you're on vacation. How many times have you guys gone on vacation, and the phone rings like crazy. Everyone wants to go see property. They want to list their house. Or it's usually the day before you leave, right? This thing helps you stay totally seamless, which is beautiful. So you always have it with you. Like we said, it works on all devices. It's free. Hey, it gives you its own email address. I'll show you how that all works. All right, so Evernote changes their they change their front page.
You know what, Daryl? Hey, Daryl. One of the things I wanted to bring up is, people ask, we cover so much stuff. Which one do I pick and which one do I implement? And the cool part about Evernote is it's just a button on your phone. So instead of clicking your note section on your phone, or whether it's a Google or Droid or iPhone or whatever, it's just clicking a different button. It's just a habit. And where I like it the most is it is immediately visible on all devices, so that if you, like, for example, and I'm sure he's going to cover some examples, and I'll make sure that I do, but it's just nice having it where, like, you could share folders with other people. So when you share something, they immediately have it wherever they're at in the world, which is really nice. And so it's just changing the habit of taking a note inside of your notes section or taking a note inside Evernote. So it's really that easy as far as changing what you do, and then it's always accessible on the web, which is really nice.
Exactly, and I'll show you when we go live how Evernote has, in the new operating system on the Apple, that it's got a widget that's just a swipe down. You don't even have to go find it on your phone. It's a swipe down and it's all there. It's fantastic. Yeah, I was using Notes before, but Notes doesn't integrate, and you can't find it unless you got your phone on you, and blah, blah, blah. And Evernote is, I don't know, Scotty, what, 1,000,000x what the Notes thing is, and it's right there on your phone. So like you say, if you're used to taking a note in your notes section on your phone, you just change it over to this, and it's everywhere. So these are the things that I use. Their page does not look like this. They change it all the time. I just got tired of changing my slides. But basically, you want to download Evernote, you want to download Sketch, and download an web clipper. Now, a web clipper just clips web pages. We'll get into that later. And I use that thing 50 times a day. Scotty, you use that a lot, don't you?
What? Yeah, and somebody just, and Chuck brought up a great question. And Chuck, we're going to cover this in great detail. He says, what's the difference between Evernote and Dropbox? And there's several differences that I think you'll really like. Dropbox is I see it as more of a document storage, video storage. I mean, there's so much stuff you can store in Dropbox, but this thing has so many different capabilities and options for you. So we're going to share that here in just a second.
Yeah, Dropbox is a login, and I use Dropbox when I'm shooting large video files or large music files. I also use Google Drive for that. But this Evernote works so much easier, smoother, and right at your fingertips than Dropbox and G Drive and Apple Cloud, iCloud. Apple Cloud. Is that a thing? So, yeah, it's like that, but it's way better. Way better. Is that good, Scott? Did you want to say something?
No, I was just it's like Apple Cloud. I'm like, man, be careful. You might invent something there.
Bird Internet. Yes. All right. So ideas for Evernote. So Evernote consists, and I'll show you in a minute, what it's notes and notebooks. And you store notes inside of notebooks, just like you have a file folder in your desk. File folders of old. So just like you have file folders on your computer, and you have things in the file folder, that's what Evernote is. So for every buyer, you have a notebook, the Smith file, the Smith purchase. And in that notebook are notes. These are things of showing, they're things, contracts, appraisals, all the documents that you have. So you think, okay, so I already have them on my computer. Why would I want to keep them in Evernote? Let's go back to where I was. Let's just say you're on the beach. You're out with somebody else, and somebody needs this document. How many times have you said, as soon as I get back to my office, I'll send you that? And let's just say it's like 5:30 on Friday, and it's 115 degrees outside, and you're in a 190-degree car, and then you tell somebody you're going to do it, but then somebody goes, hey, you want to meet for happy hour? and then you space that thing. However, if you have Evernote and you save those things in Evernote, you can put on your phone at that moment, find it within not even 30 seconds if you're really slow and you fat finger type like I do. You can find it, send it, and it's out of your mind, out of your life. They're happy, you're happy. You don't have to. Do you see how beautiful this is? You could be on vacation. You could be in your car. You know, because everyone texts in their car, right, Scott?
Yes,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I think he's muted himself, so sorry.
All right.
So every buyer, every seller, I use it to show property. I use it for listing appointments exclusively. I'm not using my printer. I actually kind of call this workshop "Break Up with Your Printer." My printer is lonely. It sits here on the edge of my desk. It is completely out of ink because it dried up. My printer does not have ink in it. I printed something like 2 weeks ago. I was returning something to Amazon, and don't you know that UPS or Amazon, they want you to like print something and put it in the box. I had to go to my office and print something. One paper, stuff in a box, leave it. I have not printed other than that thing for a year. I haven't used one piece of paper. Because I don't know about you, I like to put paper on my desk. And then I like to put paper on top of that, and then on top of that, you know what I'm talking about, most of you guys. Because we're salespeople, we're not paper pushers. So this thing will clean up your life, man. You'll be like cleaner. All right, so I use it for every escrow, contract. Oh, my dad, we talked about that. I use it for my expenses and taxes. I take pictures through Evernote with my phone of receipts when I'm out with people, business receipts, blah, 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 and I don't bring them home and stuff them into an envelope. Or actually lay them on my desk to stuff into my envelope 6 months from now. I'll show you how I've used it for vacations, where you can put all of your reservations, all of your emails, all of your flight info, all of your hotel stuff, things to do, things to pack lists, all sorts of things in one grouping where you can find it when you're in the airport or you're in Rome or wherever, as long as you have ability to get to an internet or a Wi-Fi.
Hey, Daryl.
Yeah.
They're asking if you could, and I don't know if it's just them or whatever, but if you could, if you're wearing a headset, or could you put the microphone a little closer to your mouth there, just for better sound?
Okay. Yeah, I'm wearing a headset.
Okay.
How about that?
That's all good.
That any better? That's as close
I think it's okay. I mean, yeah, I hear you. Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So there we go. That was real good. That was real good. Yeah.
You can store all kinds of documents in an Evernote note. All kinds. You can store PDFs. You can store pictures on any format. You can store small videos. It doesn't hold big videos. That's why I use Dropbox for large video files, because it's not. It isn't that. That's what Dropbox is great for. It stores Word docs. It stores PowerPoint. Everything. Excel spreadsheets. Everything can go inside of a note. Plus, you can type a note like it's an email. You can make checklists in a note. You'll see it. So it syncs across all devices. We talked about that. All right. We're waiting for the computer to catch up. There we go. Okay, so we talked about this. Notes. A note is an individual entry into Evernote. It could be a note you typed, a photo you took, a website you clipped, an audio recording, or an email you forwarded, or even more. Isn't that cool? And a notebook is a collection of notes, just like what we talked about. Okay? So this is basically what the PC looks like. It looks, I don't know why these guys do this, but they make the Mac look different. They put the buttons in different places. They make the iPad look different than the iPhone. The iPhone and the iPad have gotten a little closer together, but I don't know why they do this, but computer programmers, right? So you go up to File. I'm in the PC program. I'm not online. Online looks differently also. If I go to evernote.com and I log into my account, it will look differently because I'll be on the online profile. This is on my PC. You go up to File. I click on New Notes. and then it sets a note here on the right. You can set a title, and then you can type below that bar. You can add tags. I'll get into tags. I didn't really understand tags so much because I told you I'm not a nerd, but I'm starting to figure out how to use them more efficiently.
Yeah. So Daryl, tags are just a quick way to search stuff. So for example, say you're taking a trip to California and you just tag everything as CA. So every note you take has a CA tag in it, so you could really quickly search CA and it'll pull up all your tags. Or it actually puts a tag over on the left-hand side that says CA, so you could click on that and go to all your notes inside of your CA folder or notebook, whichever one you want to do.
Exactly. So right here where it says click to add tag, that's where a tag will show up once you add one. Now up here you see the search all notes bar in the upper right where my cursor's moving around. You can search any word in keywords. You can search anything in any note. So you see how my title, you can set a title. So here's a 29-second DP, that's my initials, Daryl Palmer speech. That's my 30-second elevator speech. Okay? So I can go up here and put 29 seconds and find it. But if I had a tag is easy to find if it's not in my subject line. So like Scotty was saying, if I was looking for elevator speech, it doesn't say elevator. I could add elevator speech as a tag. Anyway, let's move on. So I write in my subject line, rocks, and then I say don't forget to use this for everything. This is in the body, right? What can go in here? I can type just like I typed. We'll come back to that. Right here, where it has a little paper clip, that's how I can attach a file. This is where I attach my contracts. So I attach my contract, I click on that, it opens up a box. Where do you want to get it? I want to grab that. I click open, and it drops into the file. Right next to that is a microphone. It's kind of hard to see in the apps. Let's just say that's a microphone. You can click on that, and whatever microphone that's open on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, will start recording. You can talk, you could sing, you could do whatever you want, you could tell a joke. It doesn't matter, but it will record an MP3 file into your notes. I'll show you how I use this when I'm showing property. And this is
I was curious I didn't want to blow your cover on that. So you can very quickly just click record, and instead of type a note in, you can record it. And then the cool part about this program is you can always share this stuff too. But or you can, you can put it all in one notebook. The cool part of it, you can put recordings, pictures, notes, anything you want inside of here for your clients that they talk about. Maybe you could even record them. Here's one idea I would use is like when you have somebody at a home, click record and go, hey, what are a couple things you like about this address? And the title of the note is that address. And so you can keep their thoughts somewhere else. Because when you start looking at 3 or 4 homes, it starts to get jumbled up which one's which and which one's has this. And so keeping notes on each one makes it real easy inside here. And then you can share that folder with them with all those houses.
That's exactly how I do it, Scotty. So you did blow my cover. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
So, I use it in a note, and I'll show you exactly how I use it with my iPad. And basically, to blow my cover and skip to the end, people like to hang out in the kitchen or the backyard, generally, okay, at least near something. So I have them stand in the kitchen, and I have them, after they've seen the house, and I click record in a note, in Evernote, because it's on my iPad or my phone, and I say, what do you think about this house? And I have the buyer say it right there. We like this house because it's blah, 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 blah. So how many times have you guys got home and you call your buyers and like, well, we need to think about it, right? They never say that. And you say, hey, what do you think about the house on Main Street? And they say, yeah, we didn't like that kitchen so much. You're like, really? I remember you saying that you liked it. Oh, no, we didn't like it. But if you have them talking, you can send it to them after they're done showing. So they have every home they've seen, all the pictures of the home, they hear themselves talk about the house, and they're like, oh, we did like that house. It's brilliant because you're organized and you look slick. And you're really not slick. I'm not slick and I'm not organized. I love this thing. So that's how I use recording. I use it for a lot of other things. But like if you're driving, that you can push your recording here, or you know that your iOS has a microphone, and that's how I text him. Or I got an iPhone 6 Plus, Scotty, and it's a monster. But I can read it. I love it. But I hardly type on it anymore because I can't type with one hand anymore. Because it's so big. Moving on. All right. So how this thing communicates with all the other devices throughout the network is a sync.
Hey,
so
one of the Daryl, one of the things coming up is can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I got you.
Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah.
So one of the cool things, a lot of people are asking about business cards. And business cards, if you take a photo of a business card, it automatically puts it in there, and it actually. This is the cool part. Oh, you are cool. All right. I won't touch it then. Sorry.
I'm going to show it live. And it says that part. I wanted to start with it, but it's a little chunky right here. So, I mean, that part is worth the cost of admission to today. And how much did you guys pay to get here? Oh, free. So. Thank whoever sent you here today, because this is going to change your life. Just the fact, I used to be with Remax for 1,000 years, and I went to conventions. You guys go to Brian Buffini and Mike Ferry or whatever, and you meet these people, and they're all handing you cards, and you go back to your hotel room, and you got 50 cards. Well, you can use Evernote and go snap, 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 and I'll show you. It's a rock and roll show how this thing does business cards. I can't believe it. I don't even understand how the nerdology works, but it's freaking awesome, man. You want to keep going?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So you can hit tools right here where it says sync. You click sync. I like to sync mine. This is on my desktop version every 15 minutes, and you will see at the bottom of my screen syncing complete. It's an Evernote, and that just is it syncing in the background. Okay, so you want to, if you're searching in a note, you want to click on all notes right up here. It's not exactly in that spot anymore. I'll show you live, but I'll show you that later because it won't make sense till I show it to you. If you're looking in your inbox and you're searching, but you want to search all notes, you won't see everything. That's all right. Moving on. So up here is that search box up here I was telling you about. This is a global search. I'll show you how I search this live later. But you can search any word combination in Evernote up here, and it will find every note, and it'll show you right here every note that's in here with whatever search you type in will show up. So this is really good if you're looking for something, you're not exactly sure where you put it, or you're not exactly sure what document it was. I use this, I cook, so I use this for recipes. I'm a wino, so if I'm at a winery or something, and I remember something's Cabernet, something, I took a picture of a bottle and I wrote a note, I can find things that way. If I'm looking for an address, I can search addresses up here. This thing is so powerful. It's amazing. So there we go. So I write Phoenix Real Estate because I save things for Phoenix Real Estate, so I use them for blogging or doing videos or whatever. And then everything here on the left that has Phoenix Real Estate that's in my Evernote shows up. Do you see how it's highlighted in yellow, the words real estate and Phoenix? Okay, so this is like a Google search, kids. So if you're looking at your Facebook wall right now, just kind of look over here and just look at this thing. If you want Phoenix Real Estate only and not Real Estate and Phoenix, you see how Phoenix is down here? You would have to put quote Phoenix Real Estate quote to get that combo. It's just like in a Google search. So I just wanted to point point that out to you guys because you could get some clutter if you're looking for big words, real estate. That's going to show up in just about everything except my recipes. Okay, so Evernote takes those keywords. See how I've got this in quotes now? Quote, Phoenix Real Estate, and Phoenix Real Estate showed up. And Evernote highlights it and shows you where it is in the document. I love that. And then these are all the notes here that have, quote, Phoenix Real Estate, quote. Brilliant. All right, we talked about tags. Just going to move on. All right, so here's some other ideas. Driver's license and passport. If you're traveling, abroad, you need your passport, right? And everyone goes, take a picture of it. Well, where do you put it? So you can encrypt a note. You can put a password on a note and have it encrypted by Evernote software. The only thing is, if you forget your password for that encrypted note, and guess what? No one else knows it either. So, but you can store things like driver's license, passport, have it with you, but have it encrypted so nobody can find it if they find your phone. PowerPoint. This PowerPoint that I have, that I'm using right here, is on my Evernote. Photographs listings. I'll show you how I use it. Use for showing with your iPad or your laptop. You have copies of everything you've shown or comps with you all the time. So dinner. I went to dinner one Saturday, and of course, you know how it goes. Somebody calls you at 7:30, and you're 2 cocktails in, and somebody says, "Hey, we want to see that house tomorrow." And you're like, "What house?" Well, you go to Evernote because you have copies of things you already sent them. Because remember, I said earlier, just remember to email things to Evernote, then you will have it. So I had to scroll through while I was at dinner, walk out, find that listing agent, and make an appointment, rather than I'm getting home at 10:30, and there's no way I'm going to call them. I would have to get up at 8, I'm on a Sunday, call somebody, try to make an appointment, blah, blah, blah. You've been there. You know what that means. This is how it can help keep you organized, make you look amazing. All right, so we all know that takes 21 days to make a habit. So the only way you're going to use this thing is to use it, right? Give it 30 days. I swear it'll change the way you work. It will change the way you work. How many of you guys have been upset when you go to Staples or wherever you buy office supplies, Office Max, and you have to buy ink for your printer, and it costs like $140. The printer costs $100 or less, and the printer does everything, but to keep the ink in it costs a fortune, or ink dries out, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So let that be a lesson to you. Let's go paperless. Okay, so we're not going to really look at the toolbar because it's just a toolbar. But let's just go here. A notebook is a container of notes. We talked about that. Now you can stack notebooks. A stack has more than one notebook. So let's say, you want to, it's all how you want to organize your files. And everyone organizes their files differently, which is the beauty of this thing. So let's say that your main notebook is the Smith purchase, but then your second notebook that's stacked in it is the purchase contract, and the third one is the listing that they bought, or I don't know. You can stack notebooks into a stack, and I'll show you what that looks like when we get onto my live version. So buyers, sellers, escrows, forms. You can even keep blank contracts if you want to hand a contract to a buyer. Now we and zip forms, and you can find those there also. But just another place to store stuff. Everything. All right.
Hey Daryl, do you have the paid version?
I have the premium version. The premium version,
which is I think it's $54 a year or something. It's like 50. It's so cheap.
Yeah, it's under $60 a year. I think it's like 50 or 45 or some crazy number.
For the whole year,
$4 a month.
Yeah, so someone and I deleted the question. Hey Daryl, I got one question I want to answer. So someone said, can I have PowerPoints inside of Evernote, and then without Wi-Fi, can I show them? And with the paid version, what it lets you do is it lets you have, like on your tablet or phone even or whatever, it lets you have download tablet, like certain notebooks. So you would have you'd have a PowerPoint notebook, and you would have that downloaded automatically. So anytime you put anything in it, it would put it on the actual hard drive of that particular device so that you could share it at any time, which is pretty cool.
Yes, very cool. And it's got a present button on it, and I can't use it live because the present seems to, when I'm mirroring, it seems to lock up the software. But which isn't that why you use present?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I didn't use it today. I didn't want to try it because I didn't want to dump the thing. But this PowerPoint presentation is on Evernote. So yeah, so you can carry it around, bring it here, put it on somebody else's machine, edit it, save it back into Evernote. It's everywhere. Brilliant. So yeah, Premium. I have the Evernote Premium, and I'll show you what the difference is. But it costs, it's like 45 or 50 bucks a year, and if you buy one blue color of ink or black, it will cost you more than that. And this will help keep you away from buying ink for the ink moguls and make you independent. I'm a printer. Okay, so this is how you get information into Evernote. We kind of talked about it, but I'll just go over it again. So you can type a note. You can scan. I do use my printer is a, like you guys have and everything. So it scans. I scan documents. It's not something that's paper form. So you can do an audio note. We talked about that. You can email it. And then the web clippers, I'll show you that live. You can snap a picture. We talked about that. You can print it directly in. That's a little nerdy. Auto import. I don't know. Who wrote that? Did I write that? What am I even talking about? Sketch is an app I told you about initially. I'll show you how I use Sketch. But don't worry about it. You can drag it. You can tweet it in. It's amazing. It's crazy. Crazy amazing. Okay. So if you have Evernote, you have an email address. Now on the Mac, it's in a different spot. Sorry. So you go to Tools, and then you click on Account Info, and bing, there's my Evernote email address. AZDarryl, which is my username, who knows? Can you remember that? I suppose so, but I can't. So right. What you do is you go to your contacts manager, whatever it is, in Outlook or Gmail or wherever, and you create a new contact. And I call mine Evernote DP because those are my initials. You might want to use DP because it might not be your initials. Does that make sense? Okay. So copy that. If you're on the app, it'll actually just like copy it for you. But you just copy that, make yourself a new contact. So remember when I said if you spend just a couple of seconds and email it into Evernote. Remember when I said that? If you have a contract and you're sending a contract to the buyer and you go, congratulations to the seller, thank you for the listing, here's the complete listing documentation, whatever, and you email it to them, you also email it to your Evernote. So you just click, I type EVR, and then my contact information, it comes up. I click on it. Now I just emailed that into Evernote, so it's there. So do you see how if you just, it takes one extra step that takes almost zero time once you set up this email address that you already have in Evernote. And it'll send things into Evernote. Now I could show you where you can direct it automatically into notebooks. On the advanced class, it doesn't take much, but you got to understand how everything works first. That's really cool. I can use the subject line. I can type the word, not the word, the sign, the @ sign, the A sign, you know what I mean? At AOL.com. AOL. Who uses that? So you can put @ and the notebook name, @1234 Main Street, at the end of your subject line in your email, and it will dump it automatically into that notebook if you have that notebook. Now you have to spell it right. You can't have any spaces, but that's how it goes. It's pretty slick.
So what Darryl's saying there is like you get an email, and what I would do is I would add that email as a contact in your email, and I would just put I would just call it, like, you know how when you put a contact into your contacts, you put the name and then a number, and then when you go to email that person, if you start typing their name, it comes up. Well, you would just put Evernote in there and then put that email address in there, so you don't have to remember the email, and it will automatically put it in there. And then what else he's saying is, if you put in the subject line the name of the notebook that you want it to go in, exactly how it is, it'll automatically put it inside that notebook for you. So you can forward emails into notebooks with certain contacts. Yeah.
If it has the @ sign in front of it.
Correct. And you know, like, you could have a buyers folder, sellers folder, and then you just put buyers in the subject, and it would automatically put that email into the buyers folder or notebook into your Evernote.
It's pretty slick. You
Pretty
know,
cool.
People are talking about FastEver. If we have time, I'll talk about FastEver. It's an app by a different application that works with Evernote. I'm not using it because I'll show you what I'm using. Evernote put a widget on the Apple, on the iOS, and it does the same thing, and I don't have to pay $2 for it. But anyway, I just think it's the same thing. A lot of people are talking about it. Might work for you. I don't see the value. So here's how I Evernote.
There it is right there. Yep.
Oh, look it. There's yours, Scotty.
Hey, there we go.
There's your slide. I stole that from you, man. So Scotty has called it Evernote, and he's just put that up, and that's a contact. So now we're back to Daryl again. So I take this thing, and I put Evernote. I type in that, and that's my Evernote address. It's not showing the whole thing, but that's how Gmail goes. And I send this, and it's from the National Real Estate Post from Frank and Brian, right? How to target, blah, blah, blah. And then right here I put @FB_biz. Now for me, Facebook, that's what FB is, right? I have a notebook called Facebook FB Biz. So when I put that @ sign there, it dumps this email. As I send it, I click send. It dumps it right into my Facebook Biz folder. It doesn't go to my inbox. It goes right in there. Nice and neat. How cool is that? Remember I said I was not organized?
Yeah.
Too easy. They look good, man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, web clippers. This is where you live. How many times have you? How many bookmarks do you have on your web browser of pages you intended to go back to read sometime, and then you go back and you're like, oh crap, I got 1 trillion, and oh, there it is. I remember that. That was 4 years ago. You don't have to bookmark pages anymore. You can use a web clipper to clip it. And when we go live, I'll show you that. You can save web pages, parts of pages. You can do screenshots and just clip it and put it right into Evernote. Remember I showed you the picture when I was really fat and then I got really skinny? This is how it helps. It helps you get skinny and look good. I'm just saying. All right, so it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like this either. This is old. But up here, once you get a web clipper, it'll have the little elephant because that's Evernote's logos. Remember everything. Elephant. Remember everything. Get it? Elephant. Never forget it. Must be something to that. So you click it, and it says, oh, where do you want to put it? The drop down here, these are all the notebooks I have. Blah, blah, blah. So I can decide what notebook I want to put it in. Web Clipper will remember whatever notebook you clipped last. It'll automatically go to that notebook. So, you know, if you switch gears and switch subjects, you'll have to drop this down and change it. But then you can type in up here in the subject line what the name of this note is. Now, this is my blog, Real Estate Blah Blah. And, you know, I put in video, and it click, and it saves it. It's a beautiful thing. Scotty talked about how you can share notes and share notebooks. Yeah, baby. Remember, I'll show you how I use this thing in the field, but I use it when I'm showing property, and I send a note to my clients after I had a listing appointment with them or after I've shown property to them. And everything that we looked at, everything we talked about is in that note. I have them talking on the note. I have photographs in the note. And then they'll remember everything. But if they're working, let's just say they're interviewing listing agents, and you send them after this all your dog and pony show that happened up beforehand and during, and then you say, hey, I just want to let you know this is what we talked about, and these are the kind of things, and these are the words that you said, and these are the photographs of your house that I took just initially, blah, 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 whatever it is, and you send it right to them. How many agents are doing those kind of things where do you think, okay, maybe that tonight doesn't make you a great listing agent, but does that make you look like you're a great listing agent? I say yes.
Yeah, right on.
Isn't it all about looks? Didn't we start this by all about looks? So if you want to share notebooks and you want somebody to, let's just say you have a virtual assistant, or you have an assistant, or you have another team member, and you want to share notebooks back and forth. Here's this new listing I got. You send it to your assistant, you send it to your partner, whatever. You guys can share and both edit if you're both on premium. So if I
I want to make sure because that was one of the questions that Kathy was asking, is she's like, can you edit the document? So you as a user can edit it, but if you share it, then that person also has to be a user of Evernote. They have to have an account. And I believe to edit the account as a shared, you have to have the. Do you both have to have the paid version?
If you want to edit a shared notebook, yes.
Yes, okay. So if you just want to have somebody view it or print it or whatever, then they don't have to have a paid account. So, and of course, you can share the document, no worries. They don't have to have an account. But if you want to do anything with the document, then they would have to have a paid account. So. Exactly.
You're sharing via email or sending a link. Every note in Evernote has individual URL. Isn't that crazy? And every notebook has its own one. So you can actually just send them a URL, and they'll click on the URL and get the same thing. So they don't have to have Evernote. Your clients don't have to have it. Your friends, nobody has to have it for you to share a note with them, or even a notebook. But for them to edit it, they do. All right.
So hey, just to clarify, so it's $45 a year, or you can pay $5 a month, correct? It's not both.
Yes. Yeah, it's like $5 a month, or if you pay.
Or if you want to pay for the whole year, it's 45. It's 45. So yeah.
You know, what is that? $4, $3. It's free. If you don't have to pay for one more ink cartridge, it's free. Free. Okay, so this is kind of where you share notebooks. So see over here, I've got notebooks. Here has all my notebooks here. These are all the names of my notebooks. So for me to share it on my PC, I right-click it, and I get this box. And I can create a notebook. I can rename this current notebook. I can delete it. I can stack it. I can export it. I can share it, blah, blah, blah. So this is how I would share a notebook. This right here, carrot salad with cilantro curd, is a note. And up here it says share. I can share the note. I can share the notebook and everything in the notebook. Okay,
so yeah,
real
cool.
quick.
I mean, that's how specific it is. So you can share a note or a notebook. So if you want one specific note to be shared, just to be clear on that. So yeah, be careful if you're sharing the whole notebook and you got something that, notes for yourself or whatever.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I don't know. This is off topic, off real estate. I told you I cook, right? This is a horrible photograph because I had a 4S. But this is a magazine recipe. That's why you can't see it because the light's hitting it weird or whatever. I took a picture of it, and then I put it in Evernote, and it's here. So I don't have to. Okay, we've all done this. You're sitting in the doctor's office or somewhere, and you see this magazine, you rip out a page, and put it in your pocket. You don't have to do that anymore. You just pull out your camera, open that. I'll show you how to do the widget, and whatever. I got to keep moving. Okay. So Daryl's got to keep moving. We talked about.
Hey Daryl, you want to just because we have we're running a little short on time, so he's sharing the link right now. Do you want try to show your iPad?
Yeah.
Were you able to hook that up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share
Okay.
kind of like what that looks like and a couple things in there before we end?
Yes, I do. But real quick, I want to kind of show you how I use Evernote, just on my PowerPoint thing.
Okay, cool.
So,
Perfect. Love it.
I'm in a house.
Perfect.
You guys have seen this before, and you know, in the garage there's a water heater. Well, there's water stains all over this thing, right? So, Scotty, you know, how many appraisers are going to have a heart attack about that?
Yep.
Most of them, right? And then we've all seen this. Exposed Romex wiring because somebody didn't want to put, you know, what the necessary thing. And the appraiser might pick that up, or the inspector or whatever, and then somebody's like, well, we want that fixed. So I'm in the house. I shoot those. I send them to my lender because this is going to be a problem. I think this was an FHA loan, so I'm like, there's going to be a problem, right? So while I'm in, I use my camera, taking pictures, send it to Evernote. I have it everywhere. Sketch is a thing we'll talk about later. All right, so here's how I use it in the field. I use a program on my PC called Nitro PDF. I have a list of that at the end, and we're going to give you this PowerPoint, and it says all the apps and the programs I'm using. Nitro PDF. See it right here? When I click print, this is my MLS. We use Flex, okay? So when I click print, all the printers that are in my system come up. Well, Nitro PDF, I have this set as my printer. So I'm not printing to my printer because it's not even plugged in. I'm printing to my PDF writer. So you also have a PDF printer that's going to come up. If you don't have Nitro, you will have a PDF printer, which it'll just print to your hard drive in a file, in a PDF file. All right? So I'm in my MLS. I'm going to show these properties. I click print, and it goes to Nitro. So it prints, and it saves it to my hard drive. So it looks like this. I usually do a map before, show the properties. This is just Flex, okay? This is a picture of Flex in my Nitro PDF. And then I put it, the cool part about Nitro PDF, when I go live, I'll show you. Nitro PDF, when I click the save, it will ask you, do you want to send it right to our Evernote? Nitro and Evernote work together. Yay, I love this. Nitro cost me, I don't know, 60 or 70 bucks. Totally worth it. It's a PDF manipulator. You can take pages out. You can move things around. You can get rid of the documents you don't need to send people. You know what a PDF manipulator is. So, but PDF, Nitro PDF, has a thing right on it. You want to send it to Evernote or print it. I send to Evernote. It goes right in. Boom. So this is a little button that will allow you to make, you can write on the PDF. This is in Evernote. I'm using Sketch in Evernote. And, you know, if you want to write, oh, it's vacant, oh, there's an alarm code, oh, there's a dog, you know, whatever. So you can change colors. You can do points. You can do arrows, you know, updated. That's interesting to know because these houses are, you know, built in the 70s. And then you save it, okay? We're going kind of fast. So when I show, I have them stand in front of the house. I have them stand right in front of the address. Every house I show when I'm showing property. So I have them stand in front of the house. Click the picture, right? In a note, in Evernote. You get the idea. All right? So there it is. There's the camera. I got a note going. Click the camera. Take a picture. Ding! So sometimes it says, here, washer, dryer, refrigerator included. Take a picture of them. So then, you know, have you ever had somebody like switch out a stainless and put out whites or something that they have in the garage? Yeah, yeah. So take a picture of them. They can't do that. You know, oh, does the clothesline stay? And anyway, you know what I'm saying. So I told you earlier I have them stand in the kitchen, and then I take a picture of them in the kitchen because they're very interested in being in the kitchen. They're just people, you know, people congregate in the kitchen. So that's when I pull out my button, the little microphone button, and I say, hey, tell me your thoughts about the house. You've already seen it. Stand in the kitchen. It's not 119. I'm not going to do this outside. In the summertime in Arizona, you wonder why I'm going back to California. And then I have them talk into it. So in my note, I can add attachments. I can add other photographs from my computer, lots of things. So remember, I had them record. There's your record button, blah, blah, blah. Awesome day. So when I get home or when I'm in the car, wherever, after that, I email them the copy of that note. And I have a note for every property that I show from my iPad. Now, when they go home, they see the house number, the kitchen, the backyard, anything interesting. They hear themselves. Do you think that's going to help them remember those houses? I know some agents show 20 homes in a day. I do not understand this because most buyers get confused after 4. So if you are doing this, they will remember better. And what's the thing about Evernote? Thinner and remember everything, right? Okay, so you get the idea. Let's try to go live, Scotty. This will be fun. All right.
Let's do it, man. A little nervous, but let's do it.
Right.
Hey, was that your iPad right there? Was that your iPad?
It's coming. Come on, iPad. Where are
Come
you?
on, iPad. Let's do it.
There it is.
Oh,
There
man. So we got an iPad live. Awesome. So
Right?
yeah, that's cool.
So you're looking at my iPad right here. That's my iPad, and this is obviously Evernote in my iPad. And here's my notes. So,
Notebooks.
right?
Yeah.
It's just moving a little slowly. So this is my flow for today. And right up here at the right-hand corner, right there, is the add a document. I touch that. It says you have attachment.
Yeah.
You want to use camera? Sure. You know, I can use my camera. This is my camera looking at my screen. It's so weird.
That's cool.
So then I click it. I save it. It's it's nuts.
That's
There's
cool.
a picture I just took on my iPad. Why does this make me giddy? I don't know. So when I'm using my iPad, I use this.
It's just
thing.
amazing. It's just amazing, yeah. And then the timer. Go ahead.
Right. I use, my attachment, and if I hit these 3 dots up here, I can share it, present it, I can duplicate it, I can delete it, I can do lots of things to it. Okay? So when I close and I go back to my thing, you see it spinning up here? If I click on that, it spins. That just is syncing across all devices. So it is synced back into my computer and everywhere else, into my phone, all this stuff. So when I'm using I click right here on text. That's how you make a note in your iPad. And then if I touch, see how it says Teach Evernote Agent Mastermind? These are things that are in my calendar that just show up. So it just goes, do you want to call it that? It says 78th Street, Scottsdale. That's where I'm currently at. It's using my GPS. I was showing a house across the house when our market was dumping, and we had, those REOs, and there was a house across the street that didn't have an address on it. I couldn't find an address anywhere, and it had, a sign like, obviously it was bank owned. I took a picture of the house, and Evernote told me what address it was because it used its GPS. Creepy.
Wow.
So I can type,
That's way cool.
right here I'm using my microphone, and I say, this note is for Scott.
Wow. That's cool.
I just use my microphone. It picked me up, I say. So how fast is it to talk rather than type?
Right.
I love this house. It's so perfect. See, I can do that. I can also do this. Oh, my word, this is a beautiful house. We love the kitchen, and we love how the rust is coming through the ceiling. So I just saved that is an MP3 file that I use when I'm in the house talking to people. Okay, so I take a picture of them in front of the house. I take a picture of them in the kitchen. I take a picture of them in the backyard if it's cool, if it's lousy, I don't, wherever they hang out. Then I have them do an MP3 file. Every house, and up here, I put 1, 2, 3, 4 East Main Street. I did not type that. Whoops. it was still listening. Okay, so every house, I just put in the address, and then I email them this note when they're done. Do you think that would help them? When I'm in a listing,
Absolutely.
I have them tell me, what are things that are important about moving? What's important about your house? What are the things we need to know? And they tell you, you record it. Is that cool? All right,
Hey, here's just something I come up with. So say that you're get this. So say that you're in a house that you have that you know, like you're showing somebody maybe a new client a house, but you have a past client that you've showed a couple houses to, like that they might like this house that you're in right now. So you start snapping photos inside of that folder, and you just like text them and say, hey, I uploaded a couple of pictures of a home that I was just in that I thought you might like. Let me know if you want to see more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so crazy how powerful this is. It's just thinking so far outside the box, and that allows you to build deep relationships with your clients because it means you're thinking about them and sharing the technology side of things, and just, I don't know, it's just cool.
Now, you could do that, go just open your phone and click photos, yes, but they're in your photo box, right? But if you do it in Evernote, then they're inside of a note where you can find them particularly, but they're also still in your camera roll because your camera picked them up. So if you open Evernote, watch this. So I'm going to swipe down from the top of my iPad right here. Evernote has put a widget into this thing.
Wow.
Did you see how I did that?
I didn't know that.
You can do this on your iPhone. I'm touching right here where it says 957 at the top. I'm touching that and I'm swiping it down. You see me? You see this edit button? Hey, come back here.
Yeah.
All right. You have to pull all the way down to it. So touch the edit button. And look at this. You can tell it what widgets you want. Down here it says do not include, and up there it says include. Evernote, because I had it on my iPad, was down there in the do not include. I put it include. I clicked the plus button. It went up there. I can move it.
Dude, that is the coolest thing. All right, I just learned something. That is really, really cool.
Right?
I love that, dude.
So watch
That's
this. People are like, oh, I don't have time, or this is why I don't use FastEver. I swipe down.
Oh, my God.
And I just moved it. Look at this. I can do text. Bing! Right there.
Wow.
It just made me
brilliant,
note.
dude. Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Cool.
Okay. So watch this.
Hey, you want to show them the business card? You want to show them the business card?
What's this? Oh, you see how we are?
Yeah.
Just like that. Where did it go? Come back. It just disappeared. Come back.
That is so cool. I'm glad you showed me that, man.
All right. Try it again. Why did my, there it is. Photos. I click on photos. I got a business card here. My camera opens up. I am not touching this except to hold it. This is my friend Grant. He's an amazing winemaker in Napa. It took a photo. Look how blurry it is. But you're like, that's crap.
Yeah, we're not seeing your
so
screen.
it didn't take it. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to discard it because it didn't take it. So, okay, it's an app, so things are quirky. I'm going to show you.
I think we lost connection to your iPad, though.
I did?
Yeah.
There it is. Okay.
All right.
So I hold it. It's looking. That is not clear, right? Watch this.
Right. There you go. Look at that.
Okay.
So that's what it does automatically. It senses
that
it's a business card, right?
It sensed that it was a business card, right? All right, we'll try one more time. Darn
Okay.
it, I tried this like 10 times today, and it worked every time, and now, of course, I'm live. This is what I do with business cards. I am not touching my iPad. Look at
Wow.
it. So Grant
Look at
Long,
that.
his phone number. Okay,
Pulled all
so
the numbers
right
and
down
everything in.
here, it's small font, right? It's hard to see. So it didn't quite get it right. So you have to check it. It's kind of quirky, and it didn't get the email. But this is so small. But guess what? I say save it. My business, I can go back to camera and take another one. How many times have you been, with somebody, and you have 20 cards in your pocket, and you're like, and you stack them on your desk and make a giant stack. You take somebody hands me their card, I put it down, I take a picture of it, Evernote, it usually gets it right, and if it doesn't, I edit it right there, I hand them the card back. No cards to go, sit on my desk and file. I do this also with business receipts, and I have a notebook and Evernote called business receipts.
Yeah, great idea. And then you can share that folder with your accountant, so they have all your receipts or whoever does your.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool stuff, brother. Thank you so much for sharing. We're at the top of the hour, and I appreciate it, dude. Your excitement's off the hook. Your passion for helping people is off the hook, and I just sincerely appreciate it. And I always learn something when I get you on the phone, so I appreciate it. And there's a lot of people are saying great presentation, so I appreciate the kind words. So thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks again, Daryl. I appreciate you, brother. I wish you all the best of luck on your move, and hope it's uneventful for you. And hey, when you get there, send pics, and let's get together, man. I'll come out and visit you.
You better. I got a guest room.
All right, man. Sounds good. All right, buddy. Same time, same place. Next week on Tuesday, 12 o'clock, Agent Mastermind. Everybody have a great, exciting, and safe rest of the week, and we'll see you on the web. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.